Some students unable to pay for college recently got a helping hand, and we're going to talk about that today on Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Laura Jones. Thanks for joining us. Chris Brown is our guest, and we thank you for being here. You are an assemblyman representing the 2nd District, but we're not here to talk about legislation right now. We're here to talk about the Scholarship Foundation. It's called the Chief Brown Scholarship Foundation, recently awarded 10 $1,000 scholarships. Chief Brown is who?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and it's great to be here. Chief Brown was my father, and he spent a lifetime on the Atlantic Sea Beach Patrol and dedicated his life to public service. And in doing that, he was intricately involved with the children and the young men and women of the Beach Patrol. So when he passed, some friends of mine and other lifeguards got together and tried to figure out what would be the best way to preserve his memory and still be involved with kids. And so the Scholarship Foundation was born over 20 years ago.
20 years ago, and you've given out upwards of $250,000.
The foundation has been blessed in that we live in such a great community, and I view our Scholarship Foundation as a conduit, and it's really the people who have given and enabled us to present over $250,000, over $250,000 to local kids within our community and make sure that they can attend school.
Right, and that $1,000 makes a huge difference. Earlier in the fall, you gave 10 scholarships. Is that how you normally 10 scholarships a year? Is that what you strive for?
We strive for that, but as you know, we have talked about it before. We also are fortunate to be able to present CASA for kids with $1,000.
Appointed special advocacy, right?
That's right. And we're also able to give to Stockton College. They have a veteran student program. And what a great way to help a veteran be able to assimilate back into civilian world by helping them go to school.
And the Boys and Girls Club as well.
Yes, in fact, one of the other endeavors that I do in public service is I am on the Boys and Girls Club in Atlantic City, and I take a lot of pride in the work that we do there. It's really a great organization.
When you think about public service, a lot of times you think about being elected. Now, you are an elected official, but your father wasn't. He just dedicated his life to doing what he really loved and really enjoyed. But it has inspired you and others, I'm sure.
It sure has. I am so blessed to have had Arthur Brown for my father. He taught me at an early age the value of public service. He also taught me how much you can get when you give. And it is such a good feeling to be able to help people, to be able to be out in the community and see somebody who's now able to go to school, or you've eased the burden for them, or even the $1,000 that goes to the Boys and Girls Club. When you see that those kids aren't stuck out on the street, but they have things to do right there in their own community, it's such a good feeling.
Right, because a lot of people are accepted into college, and they might have, things in place, but that $1,000 will, give them a little breathing room so they can, okay, I can focus on studying instead of worrying about having 2 or 3 part-time jobs in order to sustain themselves through college.
You're right. When you think about the men and women in our state and throughout, it is so hard to put your kids through school. It has become overly burdensome. And so if you're able to help in some small way, relieve that burden, allow that family to let their child go to school, it is really something so worth doing and gives you a great feeling.
All right. Well, Chris Brown, we thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And it's called the Chief Brown Scholarship Foundation. Recently gave out 10 $1,000 scholarships as well as to other community organizations. We thank you for watching this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Laura Jones. We'll see you next time.